Hello everyone, this is just a quick tutorial on test taking strategies that I have put together a couple PowerPoints in this video to help you to do those multiple choice questions on those exams, midterms, finals, and even your NCLEX moving forward. Okay, so first of all, if the exam is online and you have a certain amount of time to do the online exam, make sure you find a quiet spot in your home. Distractions, minimize the distractions, so such as kids, dogs, doorbell, whatever it might be. And if you're doing it in person, make sure you find a quiet spot in that classroom away from those other classmates. So sometimes that might be in the front, sometimes that might be in a corner at the back, whatever fits kind of that environment for you to take that test in a nice and quiet spot. Then budget your time correctly. So for example, if you have, let's say 50 questions and you have an hour, so kind of, think to yourself, halfway through, 30 minutes into it, I should be doing about 25 questions, minimum 25 questions. So do that check at 30 minutes into the exam, that how many questions you've completed. That will determine your, am I doing it too slow? Am I doing it too quickly? All right, you can divide the exam in kind of half, or you can divide them in quarters even. So check in a little bit more often. So divide the minutes allocation for the exam per questions you have. Remember to allocate that time for problems as well. So certain questions are going to be harder, certain questions are going to be a little bit easier. So yes, the quick ones are going to be easier. Maybe there's case scenarios that's going to take you a little bit longer to read those cases through that will require that extra time, right? But do those check-ins and monitor your time. So read the question carefully to determine the precise requirement of that question. So read the question and say, okay, what is the question asking me? And even create that answer in your mind to see what is the question asking me, and here's my answer. So I already have a predetermined answer in my head, okay? Even before reading the actual answer choice questions. Then read all of the answer choice questions and then select best one. So let's look at that, what that means. But before that, even take a big breath. Sometimes you might just have to say, okay, my deep breath is here, and let's focus. Let's focus what the questions is asking, what the answers are. So remember, there's always at least four answers to a question, and 3 of them are incorrect, or they're called distraction questions. Okay, so focus on what is required to enable you to ignore the other information. So that's why you already predetermined that answer in your head, to see what is required, what is requirement of that question, to be focused on that question. Be especially careful to note for the requirements such as where it says select all that apply, or which of the following is not a current, whatever it might be, not a current, it's not included. So when you have that not, remember that 3 of them are actually correct and you're choosing one that is incorrect. So your thinking has to switch a little bit, right? You're choosing the correct one. So yes, correct. Okay, this one is incorrect, therefore it is not. It's the question's asking you of the not. Okay, this is just a little picture. So are multiple choice exams an accurate measurement of one's knowledge? A, yes. B, A and C. C, A and B. And D, all of the above. Is it? Is it not? Yes, of course it is. That's why they do that, right? That's why there's NCLEX exams written based on these, to test your knowledge, understanding, and application of the material you have learned. So now, let's look at answering those questions with the answer choice. So read all of the answer choice questions. So even if you think the A is the appropriate one, still continue reading the B and C and D, even though the A might be correct, but maybe one of the other ones are even better answer. Okay, so it's so important for you to read all of them. Treat each answer as a true or false question. So read it and say, okay, is this true? Yes or no? This is true. This is false. Okay. Then select the best one you think. If you are uncertain, then maybe you have two answers. So you've already eliminated 50% of those answers. So two of them you are absolutely certain that are incorrect, and you're going back and forth between the two potential answers. So by going back to reading the question again, and then answering that question, to think, okay, what is the question asking me? And then going back to those two answers now that you have chosen, and choosing the correct one to be successful in choosing the correct one. But sometimes what happens is you misread the question, unfortunately. So the most frequent error students make on multiple choice question is the misreading the information or the question, or misinterpreting the question. Many students read the possible answers to the question before even ensuring that they understand what the question is asking. Often they find the possible answer is misunderstood, and of course they correct the incorrect one. So use this to kind of help you through the misreading the questions. Okay, so if it's on paper, cover with your hand the actual answers to the questions. If it's on a computer, see if you can maybe cover it on the computer as well with your, so try not to glaze down, like put your eyes down to read those answers. Just fully, I can't stress enough to read that question first, okay? And then ask, what is the question asking me? Paraphrase the question maybe in your own words. Without looking at the answers, what do I know about this? Okay, what is this question asking? What do I know? What do I think is the correct answer? Alrighty, and then try to determine the correct answers by reading all of them and going through that process of eliminating which one is incorrect through that true and false, yes or no. Okay, so some of the study tips: well, study hard, of course, get enough sleep, try to relax when you do the questions and the answers and the exams, and do your best. Always answer all of the questions, multiple choice. Even if you don't know it, take a guess, give a guess to that actual question. It's better for not doing it at all. Okay, so try to do your best by answering, by focusing, and clearly thinking through the exam. And good luck, everyone, on all of your exams and in your future NCLEX as well. Thank you for listening.